Hi, everyone. Deirdre Morgan here, intuitive and clarity coach, and so happy to be welcoming you to this month's quick tips to navigate July's 7 frequency with. This is such a great time we're living in, and I hope you share my thinking in that. But let's get started because 7 is tricky. First off, how did I get the 7? 7, we look at and say July is the 7th month of the year, hence the 7 frequency. We add it to the annual universal vibration of 2025, which equals 9. So 7 and 9 equals 16, a double digit we don't recognize in numerology. 1 and 6 equals 7. That's the 7. And know this. 7 is known in the ancient times and in numerology as the sacred 7. It was considered, still is, the most mystical and therefore sometimes most magical frequency energy field we have to work with. But before I continue, let me make this clear to you all. I have purposely delayed, I think that's the best word, my talk with you because I wanted you to spend now looking back at the first 2 weeks of July and looking back and seeing if you've slowed yourself down, if you're feeling more quiet and peaceful within yourself. Are you letting things unfold? Or are you still needing to control and plan and push and force? 7 is an energy of reflection and introspection in order to put ourselves together, realign ourselves into a whole different internal playing field, which is necessary because there's no doubt in my mind that most of us have changed one way or another, at least some way we approach ourselves or life in general since January. So it is a time to really think, really get complete on this process we've been in and creating a greater sense of wholeness, well-being within ourselves, one that is based on truth. Because remember, if 7 is considered a sacred number, then it's requiring truth, honesty above all things from us. Please keep this. This is your guidepost for the entire month. So, 7, what else is 7? What's it all about? Well, it's also considered sacred because 7 is the number of self-realization. What 7 is asking for us this July is to take a good look at where you are, how far you've come, and to what degree or level are you assuming the role of the conscious co-creator. How well are you doing in realizing, staying mindful? And by that, I mean awake, alert, and alive to realizing your thoughts, your feelings, what you're projecting out into your outer world is what you experience in life. I always remember the play Rosh Hashanah. It was on Broadway, and this was several lifetimes ago for me. And it's the story of a woman who is robbed and raped. It is the viewpoint of hers, of her lovers, of her protectors, of the men who were the damage. And each person gives a different story. The point being, what is truth? Truth is what you experience, but it may not be someone else's. So this month, it's about getting clear on your truth. You're being real. You're being yourself. And it requires us, therefore, to dive deep, 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 deep. Think of seven as Scorpio. Think of seven as Pluto. It's not a surface. Oh, yeah, that's so. No, it's diving deep. And any issues, anything that throws you off center or off your core is going to come up for you to deal with and face. So it's not an easy vibe or energy. It's one that we often prefer to avoid and like to avoid, but this is not the time to do it because this July, there's so much noise and drama going out in the cosmos with all the planets shifting gears, and we have the 7-7 portal, and we are coming up with the Lion's Gate. Oh, energetically, it's shifting, and the energy downloading now, which is highly crystalline, and also introducing us to really consciously, the word is consciously, again, 7, sacral is consciousness, consciously evolve to owning and acknowledging our co-creative ship in living this life. Exciting times when you think about it, really is. So the body particularly is adjusting to these higher frequencies. And your mind may be working overtime, over analyzing, overthinking everything. It's overworked and overwhelmed often. And I'm here to say, cool it. If 7, the sacred 7, is about honesty, truth, trust, if it's deep within you, it's about stillness and calmness and quiet. It means go to your center, go to the truth of who you are. That is the neutral space in all of us. And it is in being neutral, that neutrality, from which all successful manifestation occurs. Why? Because we are in our creatorship space. So, what do we need to do? How can we help ourselves with this huge, I think it's a huge assignment. And it's an exciting assignment because it brings it all together, and it will allow us to move into 5th dimension, balancing the masculine and feminine within us. That further deepens our sense of wholeness, peace, and authenticity. So, what do we got to work with now? Okay, let's see. Let's begin. Just keep in mind, 7 is completion. Many people call it spiritual perfection. Well, it's perfection in that you have a greater sense of wholeness within yourself. And that manifests as an ease, a peace about things. You may not get as dramatic or as rattled or upset as you used to. And it's important that you acknowledge that, because that is part of who you now are. And therefore, it's your truth of who you are. Very exciting. So, my quick tips. I think the most important one, no, probably not. I'll probably say that for every single tip. But anyway, make quiet time for yourself each day. Time to be alone, to really enjoy being alone. And some of us may have to learn to enjoy it, but I want you to be alone and take quiet time. So you take stock of yourself. It's taking inventory of who you are now, what you've become, and what you want to do next. The operative word being, what do you love about life? Are you willing to enjoy it? Are you willing to enjoy yourself? So quiet time is very important. 7, as I said, it's not aggressive, far from it. It's not even assertive. 7 is very feminine. It's magnetic. It draws to it according to the inner vibrational frequency you're holding in yourself. So have some meditative time if that's what brings you peace and a sense of wholeness. Walk in the woods or the beach, or again, sew, dance, listen to music, whatever relaxes you and brings you peace, whatever brings you to that calm, quiet place within yourself, which is known as truth, core. Use that moment to acknowledge where you are with yourself and your life. Because until we acknowledge, until we accept and allow ourselves to be who we are, the reality of things about us and our life, there can be no change or growth or evolution. And that means we'll have to look at the good, the bad, and the beautiful. Just keep in the back of your mind, the lotus grows out of the mud. Second quick tip is when you're doing all this inner assessment or reevaluation, when you notice the realignment and the recalibration of your internal self, no judgmental decrees, okay? We've said it over and over. You've heard it over and over. Judgment keeps us stuck. What we're learning, what 7 is asking us to get under our belts, so to speak, is to accept, allow, and move on. To remember everything is energy. Therefore, everything is neutral. It's just energy. But what you think and feel and your perspective about a person, place, or situation you're going through is what that person, place, or situation becomes and what you experience. You co-create from that point, okay? So, where you put your attention, your focus, or whatever it is, it expands the situation. It expands it to a longer lifespan. So be careful what you're mulling over and running around thinking and saying and doing. There'll be third tip is watch how you speak. What kind of tone are you using? Is it a neutral tone? Is it an upbeat tone? Or is it a sad sack Sam tone? You know, that tone is going to connect with the universal field out there, and wherever you're at, that's what will come back to you. So watch your words, watch your tone. Third is, and I mentioned this earlier, take inventory of yourself, of where you're at, of how wonderfully unique you are, and accept and allow yourself to be. Because 7 is about learning. 7 is very singular. And I love the definition of singular, one of them anyway, is feeling really good with yourself and being exceptional. And so 7's asking us to see what's really wonderful and exceptional, unique about you, and then honoring and celebrating it. So July, you may be learning to flip your focus, your attention to the good or the positive in you instead of always thinking about what's wrong and being in lack mentality. So we're learning to accept and allow instead of being judgy and undermining or counterproductive. Again, this is very important, and watch your language. Are you undermining? Are you putting yourself down? Are you moving into lack mentality of not enough, not good enough? Number 5 is watch, observe yourself. Be the witness this month in all aspects. But particularly important is to ask yourself, do you speak up for yourself now? Or do you speak against others, what they say, what they believe, what they're doing? Always speak up for what you think, what you believe, and what you desire and love in life. Number 6, which is really, I guess this is the most important one. 7 being a spiritual number means, we're integrating, we're putting ourselves into a new sense and greater sense of wholeness and cohesiveness. So the body's very, very busy. Mentally, emotionally, we're realigning, and all that realignment, which is discard of the old, but bringing in the new, leaving the carbon body and shifting into the crystalline body, becoming more proactive in your thinking about who you are and what you want to do. All that creates tremendous energy shifts in our cells in the body. So the body comes first, believe it or not, at least in my book. It needs your attentive care. So if you're tired, if you're lethargic, if you need a nap in the middle of the day, please sit down and rest, or go for a brief walk, do something that relaxes you. But if your body wants rest, then rest, because the body is saying, I'm tired, I have too much to do, I need rest. And it will. Keep yourself well hydrated, which is pretty easy to do since the weather is so hot right now. Also, lighter exercise. I mean, if you work out a lot and have a very intense workout program at the gym or maybe in your own home, your body may not be up to it this month. 7 is spiritual. It's lighter frequency. It's not down there in the density of the physicality that you own. So instead of doing, 110 push-ups, if it's tired after 50 or 60, honor it. This 7 does not push, does not force. 7 is, since it's coming from that core of you that is ease and grace, to push and promote and be fearlessly attentive and determined is not the vibe that will get it done long term. You may succeed, but you may see everything fall apart on you several months from now. So please, with workouts, with projects, with anything, don't push, don't force. It probably goes against your grain enormously. And I get it. But the 7 asks you, trust, have faith. If you truly desire it, if you truly hold it in your heart and you're loving it and you hold an optimistic, upbeat attitude about things, it will happen. It may not happen in your time. And 7 being spiritual means it's happening in divine order. Just relax and trust and be patient. 7 demands it, okay? The next quick tip is scripting. Now, scripting is different from journaling. Journaling, you write down your thoughts and activities of the day and blah, 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 blah. Wonderful stuff. I don't knock it. But this month, I'm asking you to script. You have a dream, you have a vision, you have a goal. I want you to write it out. And when you're writing it out, it's very important that you feel the success of your venture, whether it's personal evolution or material success in the outer world, whichever it is, feel it, write it out, because in doing so, you're planting a seed. Okay? And it's a seed for a new reality, a new life. So just let the words flow and simply create a clear image in your mind of what you want to change and experience the expansion of in your life. This is taking, and it will allow you to take small steps. And this month is 7, so it's small steps. It's deep. There's no big splashy event or leap. Not this month, okay? This is a culmination of your inner work for the past 6 months. So take small steps and it will allow you to move easily and more smoothly towards accomplishing whatever the goal, dream is, but also in moving you into the 5th dimension. You'll be out of 3rd and 4. Just celebrate and be happy about the things you're doing and what you're accomplishing. Your energy is realigning this month. It's becoming cohesive. Enter this time with intention and watch your reality shift, okay? The last thing is, no, not the last. I also want you to start living like your dream or your goal has already happened, okay? So take those moments to visualize success and allow emotions to make these choices. Go to your heart, not here. Imagine the joy, the enthusiasm of living your dreams. Each small step builds on the last, slowly aligning your everyday life with the future you desire. Sounds pretty special and exciting to me. I hope you'll pick up on it. For whatever level of consciousness you've held, you will realign and integrate this month. You will move forward. And if you encounter struggles, delays, or disappointments, take a moment, say impatient, true, up to date, go within, and see if there's anything there. Is there still a wound or a partial wound that still needs to be healed and released? Release it and be in the moment, fully present, accepting and allowing what is. Remember, if you find this acceptance and allowing, please go to my website and get the Zoom talk for July. It was a freebie to all, so I believe you can access it from the website. And if you can, email me, text me. I'm happy to send you the replay because we are learning to accept and allow. And if you remember, that is how I'm defining love, accepting and allowing a person to be who they are, you or your best friend or your cohort at work. And remember, it's all about love. Everything else is incidental. So have an exciting month. It may be slower and quieter. You may not have the vim and vigor that you like or usually have, but know it's temporary and use that quiet time to really look and see where you're at and discover the truth of who you are now. And then in August, That's the quantum leap time. So you're preparing, you're accomplishing. It may not feel that way. Just trust and faith in yourself and divine order. And I love you all. Take good care and have a great month.